Alright, let's talk about right hand, left hand finger, okay? Now, what you have to be careful is for your thumb, your left hand, should never be like this, where it's above, alright, the fretboard and it's like, you know, gripping the neck, alright? This is a death grip. You can't do anything with this, alright? It's a really bad habit. So what you want to do is you want to get this thumb to be in the back. So it should be roughly, in the middle right here. That's where your finger should be positioned. Okay? And it should be positioned between your first and second finger. Alright? Not like this. Alright, this is another bad habit. Alright? When your fingers are like this, your thumb is like this, your fingers have no power. But if you move your thumb, alright, if you move your thumb closer to your first and second finger, what happens is you notice your fingers start spreading apart, and also you have more strength, alright? And when you hit in this position, what happens is when you press down, okay, on the strings, your thumb acts like a little counterbalance. So it's like you actually get more strength, alright? Alright, but another thing you have to be concerned is not putting too much strength, alright? But your thumb in this position, alright, you will have stronger fingers, okay? So have it between your first and second finger and thumb. Yeah. Okay. Now the next thing to do is make sure that our fingers aren't flat when we put it down, but they're just nicely arched. And your fingers naturally will kind of come arched, right? I mean, like this. This is a very natural, finger position. All right. This, it's not very natural, right? Neither is this. But your fingers just naturally kind of like that. So your fingers are naturally arched when you have them open. So we're just gonna use that natural archness. Okay. All right. Now we're going to put out our first finger. We have to make sure we keep that same arch. Okay. Alright, and then we have to make sure we put it in the right place, okay? So not only you have to put the finger in the right fret, but you have to also put it in the right position, because the fret has different spaces in it, right? So if you're more towards this way, going towards the headstock, alright, we say that's low in the fret. Of course, middle is middle. And then when you're closer to the fret wire, we're high in the fret. So this would be first fret, high in the fret, okay? And that applies to all the other frets. So third fret right here, this would be low in the fret. This would be high in the fret. This would be middle. Okay, so when we put down our first finger, as a general rule of thumb, especially the first finger, we want to have it high in the fret. Because when we have it high in the fret, then our other three fingers, right, our second, third, and fourth finger, they can be in good positions. But if you're down here, you have to do weird stretches, which is bad. You gotta make sure that first finger is always, alright, high in the fret. Alright? So, play that. And before you press down, alright, I want you to just lightly touch the string where it's muted, okay? And then slowly press down till you get a clear sound. And that's the most that you ever have to press that string. So it kind of takes muscle memory and practice to not over press, alright, but to conserve your energy. Okay, so first string, alright, for first finger, first string, alright, then we put our second finger down, keeping it arched, okay. Another thing that that you're putting down too much string is when this happens. When your other fingers are like caving in like this, clenching, like whatever. That's bad. Okay? That means too much strength. You don't have to put that much strength. Your other fingers should not be moving. They should be just hovering over the first string. Okay? Then put down our second finger. We're gonna put that down also high in the fret. Alright, so you kind of have your first and second finger a little bit stretched apart a little bit, okay? Alright, it can be slightly in the middle, but try to keep it high. right? And the third finger is going to be in the middle. And that's okay, because your second and third finger, your middle and your ring finger are really attached together, so it's hard to spread them apart. Alright, so having that, if you have the second finger high, third finger in the middle, alright, and then the pinky, right, be in the middle. Now the pinky, you don't want it to be flat like this, alright? A lot of people have problem with that. You want to have it arched, alright, and kind of angled to the side like this. So your fingers end up looking kind of like a crab with two pincers, you know, at the end, right? This is actually much more sturdier, alright, and stronger position for your pinky, right? Not to have it flat like this, but angled and arched like this. So you look like two pincers. First finger is pincer, fourth finger is pincer, and then just the four fingers. So again, it's be 1, 2, 3, 4. Now your pinky can be high in the front, in the middle. You don't want to have it low. That's bad. Try to have it high. So essentially, when you're playing and when you're doing left-hand exercises, you want to make sure that your first finger is high, high, middle, middle. Do that as an exercise. High, high, middle, middle. High, high, middle, middle. Now we go. Let's move to the second string. Okay. Pick up your thumb, move along with your fingers. Right now in the second fret or second position. It's gonna be high, high, middle, middle. High, high, middle, middle. Right, pick up your thumb with your fingers and move to the third position. Again, high, high, middle, middle. High. So that concept of high, high, middle, middle just doesn't change when you go up and down the fret. Alright. So keep that in mind.